The haunting legend of the woman in white. Have you ever been driving down a dark, deserted road, late at night, when suddenly, in the fleeting arc of your headlights, you catch a glimpse of something? A pale figure, just at the very edge of your vision. She's always dressed in white, always appears utterly alone, and just as your brain registers her presence, you blink, and she's gone. A trick of the light? A tired mind playing games? Or something more persistent? Like and share this spectral figure. This chilling apparition isn't unique to one culture or one continent. No, she's a global phenomenon. Every corner of the world, it seems, keeps a version of her story alive, whispered around campfires, recounted in hushed tones on long journeys. Tonight, we're embarking on a journey of our own, going coast to coast, across oceans and through time, to meet 5 of these haunting women. Prepare yourself. This is a 360-degree tour of the world's most famous, and perhaps most tragic, ghost. Consider this: an Estonian survey once claimed that on August full moon nights, traffic past the ancient, imposing walls of Haapsalu Castle jumps by an astonishing 42%. Why? Because locals, driven by a deep-seated blend of fear and fascination, hope to catch a glimpse of the legendary White Lady, peering from the baptistry window. 42%. That's not just a statistic, that's an entire community, rearranging their bedtime, disrupting their routines, all for the chance to witness a spectre. A fleeting, ethereal sighting of a woman who, according to legend, may have been pricked into a wall in the 15th century. It begs the question, doesn't it? What is it about this particular ghost, this woman in white, that keeps us hunting her, from the windswept Baltic castles to the bustling highways of Chicago? What primal chord does she strike within us? Let's delve into the enigma and find out. Section 1. The Hub. Why white? Why women? Why everywhere? Anthropologists have a name for her, the restless dead archetype. It's a term that hints at something ancient, something deeply ingrained in the human psyche. But let's break that down a bit. Why white, for starters? In many cultures, white clothing isn't just a symbol of purity, it's historically been the color of mourning. A stark, unsettling contrast against the darkness of death, perhaps symbolizing a soul caught between worlds, or a life cut tragically short before its natural vibrancy could fade. It speaks of innocence lost, of purity defiled, or of a final, desperate plea for recognition. And why is she almost always a woman? This is where the legend truly begins to resonate with the historical realities of our past. For centuries, women were often barred from holding property, denied legal power, and frequently found themselves in vulnerable positions, losing children, lovers, or their reputations through circumstances beyond their control. They were often victims of societal injustices, unrequited love, or brutal betrayals. In life, their agency might have been limited, their voices stifled. But in death, the legend flips the script entirely. Suddenly, she has all the power. She can stop your heart with a chilling touch, freeze your car on a deserted road, or, if you're one of the lucky, or perhaps unlucky, few who treats her with respect, she might even lead you to a hidden treasure chest. It's the same basic ghost, isn't it? Same sorrowful silhouette, but with a new country, a new backstory, and a slightly tweaked agenda. Her power in the afterlife becomes a haunting echo of the power she was denied in life. It's a compelling narrative, one that transcends language and geography, offering a universal canvas for our deepest fears and most profound sorrows. Section 2, Estonia, the choir boy Briar. First stop takes us to the ancient, brooding stones of Haapsalu Castle, Estonia, in the year 1499. Imagine the scene: a canon's daughter, desperate to be near her beloved, a choir boy, bravely cuts her hair, slips into a choir robe, and sneaks into the male-only cathedral choir. For a time, her disguise holds, and she sings beside him, their voices intertwining. But one fateful August night, the moonlight, piercing through the stained glass windows, betrays her. The ethereal glow illuminates her, exposing her true identity. That same moonlight, now cold and unforgiving, seals her tragic fate. The stern bishop, outraged by such a transgression, orders her immured, walled up alive, inside the chapel. A horrifying, agonizing end. Ever since that dreadful day, on cloudless August full moon nights, her spectral form is said to appear at the baptistry window, her pale palms pressed against the cold sill, her eyes perpetually searching the courtyard below for the boy who never came to save her. Locals whisper that the air itself changes just before she manifests, becoming heavy with an inexplicable scent of lilacs. It's a subtle warning, a fragrant harbinger of her sorrowful presence. And if you're unfortunate enough to spot her, legend says you have just 7 days to mend a broken relationship in your own life. Fail to do so, and you'll be cursed to join her eternal vigil, forever searching for a love that's lost. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? A ghost whose heartbreak can become your own. Section 3, Wales, Why Lady Wen and the Ogmore Treasure. From the Baltic, we jump west, across the sea, to the rugged, green landscapes of South Wales and the ruins of Ogmore Castle. Here, we encounter Why Lady Wen, literally the White Lady in Welsh. She's a familiar sight, especially around Calan Gaeaf, the ancient Welsh precursor to Halloween, a night when the veil between worlds thins, and spirits are said to walk among us. Why Lady Wen isn't a one-note spectre, she carries 2 distinct moods. She can be incredibly generous or terribly vengeful, depending on how you approach her. The story goes that a farmer, one misty evening, encountered her on a lonely lane. She didn't speak, but instead led him to a hidden cavern beneath the castle, a treasure trove packed with gleaming gold coins. Her only warning, delivered through an unspoken understanding, was simple: take only what you need. But human nature, especially when faced with such glittering temptation, is often weak. Greed, that insidious whisper, overtook him. He stuffed his pockets, his coat, every available crevice, with as much gold as he could carry. On the long walk home, a cruel magic took hold. Every single coin, one by one, turned to hot, searing coal, burning straight through the fabric of his sack and then through his boots. He stumbled home, penniless and in excruciating pain, eventually dying of infected feet. It's a stark reminder, isn't it, that some lessons are learned the hard way. Ever since, Welsh parents remind their children, if the White Lady offers, accept with humility and count your change, but don't take too much. Section 4, Philippines, Balete Drive's Hitchhiker. Our next stop takes us halfway across the world, to the bustling streets of Manila, Philippines, and the haunting stretch of Balete Drive. This story is rooted in the brutal realities of World War II, during the Japanese occupation. A young woman, caught in the chaos and horror, was tragically raped and murdered by retreating soldiers. Her body was left beneath a balete tree, those majestic, twist-trunked giants that locals believe house spirits, ancient and watchful. After the war, when the city began to rebuild, a new, chilling legend emerged. Taxi drivers, especially those working late, began reporting a recurring, unsettling passenger. A young girl, dressed in a blood-stained white dress, would suddenly appear, hailing their cab on Balete Drive. She would sit silently in the back, her presence a cold weight in the vehicle. The drivers would take her where she pointed, usually towards the old cathedral. But when they reached their destination and turned to collect her fare, the seat would be empty. All that remained was a damp handprint on the upholstery and the lingering, unmistakable scent of jasmine. Is it merely an urban legend, a creepy tale told to spook late-night commuters? Or is there something more to it? Perhaps the most compelling evidence comes from modern times. In 2021, the popular ride-sharing app Grab reportedly added a no balete after 2 a.m. driver option. Urban legend, or corporate risk management in the face of the unexplainable? You decide. Section 5, United States, Resurrection Mary. Now, let's cross the Pacific to the American Midwest, to Chicago in the 1930s. This is the story of Resurrection Mary. Some say her name was Mary Brugovi, others insist it was Mary Kovac. The details vary, but the heartbreak remains the same. She left the Liberty Grove ballroom after a heated argument with her boyfriend, choosing to walk home along Archer Avenue, a decision that would prove fatal. She was struck by a speeding car, her young life extinguished in an instant. She was buried in Resurrection Cemetery, still wearing the beautiful white ball gown she never got to dance in. Since then, the legend goes, men driving south on Archer Avenue, particularly on cold nights, have reported picking up a beautiful blonde girl in a white dress. She asks for a ride, shivers despite the heater blasting, thanks them politely, and then, just as they near the gates of Resurrection Cemetery, she simply vanishes. A classic phantom hitchhiker. In a fascinating modern twist, a rideshare driver's dashcam footage from 2019 captured something truly inexplicable, his back door opening and then closing at the exact spot where Mary is said to disappear, yet no one is seen getting out. The clip quickly went viral, racking up 3.7 million loops on TikTok, fueling endless speculation. Millions of views, countless comments, all trying to explain the unexplainable. It just goes to show, some legends never truly die, they simply adapt to the times. Section 6, Slavic Whirlwind, the summer heat. Which as we move east again, into the heart of Slavic folklore, our woman in white undergoes a fascinating transformation. Here, she trades her spectral fabric for the very elements themselves. Slavic traditions know her as Poludnica, the Noon Lady. She doesn't appear as a sorrowful figure in a dress, but as a shimmering, swirling column of hot dust, a visible manifestation of the oppressive midday heat, often wearing a gauzy, almost transparent, white shift. Farmers toiling in the sun-baked fields, who suddenly feel a dizzying vertigo or an overwhelming exhaustion, blame her. They believe she stalks the fields during the hottest hours, particularly around noon, punishing those who dare to work when they should be resting. Heatstroke deaths are still, in some rural areas, colloquially referred to as being taken by the White Lady. It's a powerful, primal fear, a way to personify the very real dangers of extreme heat. In rural Ukraine, grandmothers still tie small red ribbons to their sides, red for protection, a vivid contrast to the white, a respectful nod to the Noon Lady, hoping to appease her and avoid her wrath. Science might offer explanations for sunstroke and heat exhaustion, but for generations, the whispered warnings of Poludnica have kept people out of the fields during the harshest midday sun. It's the same fundamental archetype, isn't it? The same ghost, just with a new tactic, a new way to exert her mysterious power. Section 7, the psychology behind the veil. So, why does every culture, from ancient Europe to the bustling modern cities, seem to tweak and retell the same sorrowful silhouette? Why does this particular ghost resonate so universally? Psychologists point to something called ambiguous death grief. It's a profound concept, explaining society's innate need for a container, a narrative, for losses that defy easy explanation or closure. Think about the sudden, senseless tragedies, war, infanticide, domestic violence, accidents. These are deaths that leave gaping holes, unanswered questions, and immense collective sorrow. The woman in white gives injustice a face. She provides a tangible form for the intangible pain of unresolved grief. And because she's already dead, already beyond mortal retribution, she can't be punished further. This makes her a safe, yet powerful, figure onto whom we can project our anxieties and our need for justice. She becomes both a cautionary tale, a warning against betrayal or recklessness, and, paradoxically, a source of comfort. At least she's watching over us now, or her spirit will ensure justice is done. It's a complex psychological balm. Add to this potent mix a full moon, a foggy, deserted road, and the human brain, which is hardwired to spot patterns, to seek meaning in chaos, to connect the dots, especially when faced with the inexplicable, and you have the perfect recipe for an enduring legend. Our minds, in their quest to make sense of the world, often create the very entities we then fear. CTA. So, if you've ever had that inexplicable chill down your spine, that fleeting glimpse in your rearview mirror, or a story whispered to you by an elder, we want to hear it. Tell us where and how you encountered her in the comments below. No judgment, just a safe space to swap goosebumps and share these enduring tales. And if you're as fascinated by the hidden histories and spooky folklore of our world as we are, then smash that subscribe button for more weekly deep dives. Don't forget to share this video with that one friend who always hogs the O on night drives. They might just need a new soundtrack for their next eerie encounter. Conclusion: from the ancient, echoing castle walls of Estonia to the tree-lined, haunted avenues of the Philippines, from the sprawling fields of Eastern Europe to the phantom-haunted highways of the American Midwest, the woman in white keeps rewriting the same tragic resume. It's a narrative woven from threads of love, betrayal, untimely death, and an eternal, restless return. Is she a collective projection of our oldest fears, a manifestation of societal trauma, or is she a single, wandering, restless soul with an ancient passport, doomed to travel the world forever? The truth, perhaps, lies somewhere in that chilling space between belief and skepticism. Either way, the next time your car engine sputters on an empty road, or you glimpse a flash of white in your rearview mirror, a presence that wasn't there a moment before, maybe keep your foot firmly on the gas, your window tightly wound up, and your radio tuned right here. Because some stories, some legends, are simply too powerful to ever truly fade away.